Right, hello everybody. I'm pretty sure the stream is alright now. Don't know. Who knows? You guys will probably know. So I need your opinion on that. Right, and we're having the glitch where everyone's getting kicked out. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, we are currently experiencing technical difficulties, meaning that we will have to restart the race, and I believe qualifying as well. No, okay, just race them. Right, so, ladies and gentlemen, I'm extremely sorry for the amount of issues that we're having. Yeah. I'm pretty sure this should be alright. Yeah, it seems alright to me. So all we're just waiting for is now for the session to start, and yeah. Oh, one moment. It's got an error. Oh god. Yeah, so everybody. How was everyone's day? I've got 3 people in the chat right now watching, so let's get how your whole day was going as we wait for the session to start and the lobby to be changed and everything. Right. Right, so let's start the race at Hungary for VRL Tier 1 Round 7, Race 1 at Hungary. So let's get a rundown of our grid. Right now we have sorry about that. We have Red Craig 87 starting on pole position. In P2 we have Luca. P3 we have Main Chief. P4 Catanax. Then we have Lukey Boy 545. Lippy Loppy, Luds, JH, Morpheus, Prism, Gully X, Official Cov, Abbas, Synax, Aiden, Ice Snoopy, PTRS, and Stroke City Boy. I think. Pretty sure. So now we are waiting for 5 lights to go as all the drivers ready up with their time strategies and their preset setup presets. Right. 1 light, 2 light, 3 light, 4 lights, 5 lights, and away we go. As Red Craig gets a good start, as Luca gets a terrible start and Main Chief overtakes him on the start. As sorry about this. Lucky Boy gets up into P5. Lippy Loppy has been overtaken, and we have a yellow flag, and there's been a massive pile-up at the back. Ice Snoopy has a 5-second penalty for a severe collision with Lippy Loppy. As CPV has a penalty, Jargon and Ice Snoopy all have a penalty, as we are currently under safety car conditions. Lukey Boy got a 5-second penalty for ignoring the yellow flags, and we are off to a terrible start. We are off to a terrible start as we are under safety car conditions from the second corner. As we've been under safety car conditions from the first corner. So now it's all about catching up to the safety car and getting the proper strategy, getting the strategy correct, so everything could change. And it also looks like, as we have our predicted pit stop strategy shown at the bottom of our screen, as Lippy Loppy dives into the pits behind Jargon, Synax, GLX, and Prism, as I'm pretty sure they have damage, or they are trying to get the undercut on everyone. As Ice Snoopy gets another 5-second penalty for this time speeding in the pit lane, as the Mercedes of Lippy Loppy gets a jump on Jargon in the pits. Let's go over to the leaders and see how they are doing, as Red Craigle 87 is now leading our race, going into the second lap. As so far we've had 1 retirement, Mr. Official Club, who I'm pretty sure was the cause of that accident by outbraking himself. Not sure though, we'll need to get a replay on that after the race in the highlights. So let's see what Red Craigle. As Abbas gets a 5-second penalty for a severe collision with Jack SFC. I'm pretty sure just by looking at where Abbas is, it looks like he maybe brake checked Jack or turned in on Jack or something along the lines. As we have our predicted pit stop strategy showing up again for some reason. Interesting choice, Codemasters. As Morpheus had a bit of a moment there on the exit of the last turn. As Jack gets another 5-second penalty. For this time speeding in the pit lane. It looks like Snoopy will be doing the one-stop strategy as Morpheus gets another penalty. As Morpheus gets his first penalty of the race by ignoring yellow flags. It doesn't look good for the Mercedes boys today, as they are both out of the points. Sorry about that. I completely forgot words there. As Morpheus got an illegal overtake warning, I believe, and moved up a place, as shown by our little diagram there on the left. So let's run ourselves through the order. Everybody from P9 to P18 have pitted once, as all the runners from P1 to P8 are staying out of their track position. And safety car will be in this lap according to the race control. So let's go on board with Red Craigle and see how he handles this race restart. Going to through the penultimate corner, the safety car is entering the pit lane now. And the safety car is... What? What's just happened? Ladies and gentlemen, safety car was supposed to be in this lap, but we had a bit of an incident again. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, this session will now be red flag, as we are having issues with connections, and so everybody will be put into their positions before the end, from their positions. Sorry, I've just completely forgot words. Everybody will be put into where they were from. Sorry. Where they were from the end of lap 2 before the safety car, end of lap 3 when the safety car was supposed to restart. Right, ladies and gentlemen, second red flag, first red flag of the race. Hopefully we won't see any more of these. So now, So hopefully we don't see any more of these, and all we're waiting on is the host to um, yeah, all we're waiting on is for the host to invite us into the race so we can spectate. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, race control have decided that the race will be restarted from the qualifying positions decided by qualifying. Right, ladies and gentlemen. Right. After the red. Yeah. Sorry about that. I completely forgot words. So we'll be doing the safety car race. God. We'll be doing the red flag restart. After the little technical incident we had. So we're just waiting for one player to ready up, and yeah, there you go. 2 red lights, 3 red lights, 4 and 5, and oh, away we go. As Lukey Boy gets an excellent start, pushing them up from P5 to P2, as we spectate the rear of the pack for any instance. There, Synax is up into P12, as Main Chief and Luke are having a nice battle for P2 and P3. As Ice Snoopy's got a penalty, I believe that's for corner cutting, not sure. Let's go on board with one of our... as we've lost some front wing damage, as Lukey Boy 545 sets the fastest lap, coming in 19 seconds, which is impossible. As a Ferrari, I believe that's the Ferrari of... As Lippy Loppy gets a Jesus, so many people getting penalties. As Lippy Loppy getting... Someone's going out wide there, I can't really see because the camera is not wide enough. As the Williams of Official Cub has lost his front end plate due to probably due to a collision. Next up, what's happening? As Catanax 28 is pitting for a new front wing, I believe, as pretty sure he had some front wing damage and he's not serving a penalty, so he should be able to. Yeah, he's lost his front end plate, so he should be able. No, this. Yep, they weren't able to double stack, so that's quite unfortunate. As JH gets his penalty served and his front wings, and off he goes. Quite a quick pit stop, just for the tyres, not for the wing and his penalty. But and another safety car. What's happened now? As Red Craigle 87 is in the lead with Main Chief just closely behind. As well, the full course yellow and hopefully full course yellow and safety car, and let's hope we don't get the incident where everybody died. Let's take a look at our top 3. We have Red Crate as Synax gets a second time penalty under safety car conditions, which is quite interesting. As our championship leader is stuck in P8 behind the Alfa Romeo of CPB, and yeah, our championship leader is stuck between the Alfa Romeo and the Alfa Romeo of CPB and the Mercedes of Jack FC03. Let's look at that. Ice Snoopy has pitted, I believe, for hard tyres. There he goes. Let's take a look at the telemetry data of CPV. See what happened due to him leaving by accident. Nothing much has happened to him though. He's stuck on. He's still on 100% ERS due to his AI not using any. ladies and gentlemen, we will now be preparing for the safety car restart. Let's take a look at our race leader. As CPV has a time penalty, 5-second time penalty for a severe collision with Jargon. I'm pretty sure he rear-ended him. As yet we can see he's got front left end plate damage. As we've got another full caution yellow flag, and away we go. As we've got a close battle here, between Luds and Luca with Main Chief and Luca. Luca's pressuring Main Chief into a mistake and is closely followed by Luds in the Alfa Romeo. Got a yellow flag in Sector 1. What's happened here? Someone's gone off? Nope, no one's gone off. Alright. So our race leader's just gone off in the distance. One, and set the a purple Sector 1, I believe. And is now cruising just under 2 seconds away from the next car of the next McLaren of Main Chief. We have yellow Sector 2. Let's see what happened here. As red Craigle sets a fastest lap of the 1:16.7 in the Red Bull. It's gone board with official Cub, who was lucky due to the red flag restart. So he got another chance after his incident at turn 1, where I believe his controller disconnected. Got a yellow Sector 2 and Sector 3. Let's see what's happening here. Oh, and another safety car. What's happened here? As Luca is out of the race. As Luca has hit the wall. Luca has hit the wall and lost his rear right tyre. As everybody, well, most people pits our race leader, P2, P3, P4, a lot of people have pitted, that's the point. See the pit stop from the Red Bull boys who have already done it. As our provisional race leader, Red Craigle, is now in P8. But this is a good time for his pit stop, as he is in his pit window and will be around a second from the race leader, who is our championship leader, PPRS, who has not pitted yet.
Pretty sure. One moment.
Yeah, who has not pitted yet. Started on the same tyres as he started on the same tyres. Sorry, starting on the same tyres. Right, we've just had confirmation from Luca himself that there was an incident where a driver turned in on him. We are yet to confirm which driver that was, according to Luca, but we'd have to get a replay of that, which will probably be in the race highlights. Right, okay, so it wasn't, sorry, my mistake, he wasn't turned in on, it was just dirty air from the car in front, and he alright, it was dirty air, he tried to push due to the guy in P1 getting a 2 second gap in one lap, and so it was just a mistake. As we see PTRS or Dion getting really close and personal getting up close and personal with the safety car here. Or as PTRS, our championship leader, makes a mistake on the safety car and goes onto the grass after a big snap of oversteer and a bit too eager on the throttle. As race control have now confirmed that the safety car will be in this lap as we trundle towards the timing point. We'll see what happens now. Let's take an overview. As PTRS is doing the Lewis Hamilton strategy. As Catanax 28 gets a 5-second penalty, and Prism gets a 5-second penalty for a severe collision, as PTRS gets a very good safety car start and is now... Oh, as 2 people have retired, we've got contact at the back. 3 people and a ginormous pile-up. 3 people are now out due to this collision. Oh, as we have the Red Bull of Morpheus spinning out of, I believe that is turn 6. Not sure though. And has a lot of front wing damage. As PTRS, a championship leader, gets a 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings. As Lippy, Loppy and Lukey Boy 545 are having an intense battle, which Ice Snoopy is trying to get in on. As Lippy Loppy pulls away from the Ferrari behind, and the AlphaTauri having a look down the inside and going out wide. The Alfa Romeo of Lutz locks up going into turn 2. Very intense battle as Synax pits for a new front wing as he has so much damage, probably due to that incident on the restart, as Lippy Loppy gets a 3-second time penalty. As we have a a big train of cars here, going all the way from P2 up to, I believe that's P8. Yeah, P8. Let's go. Let's have a on-board lap here with our championship leader, PTRS or Dion. Right, that was a lap with our championship leader PTRS. So let's have a look at what's happening around here as the Red Bull of Red Craig 87's made a lot of positions up the field and is now in P3 as Morpheus gets a 3-second time penalty and is now stuck as Lippy Loppy is out of the session. It looks like a terrible day for the Mercedes boys as looks like a terrible day for the AlphaTauri boys actually as both as one is out and the other one is outside of the points. Let's look at the Red Bull of Morpheus is trying to pressure Ice Snoopy into mistake and he's got the DRS. He's gonna go for the move on the pit straight as it goes to the inside and outbreaks himself and locks up, allowing the AlphaTauri of Ice Snoopy to pass him, and he lost quite a bit of time. He's got the DRS. He's going to try to go for the move into turn 2, but isn't close enough. As Morpheus is trying to use what's left of his ERS, the 6% as we can see, and the AlphaTauri of Ice Snoopy has a nearly full bank of ERS with 85%. As Synax gets a 3-second time penalty due to God, I just forgot words. Due to multiple warnings, and PTRS once again our championship leader has now pitted for the soft compound tyre. As Main Chief gets a 3-second time penalty. And Red Craigle 87 has gotten past Prism and gotten past PTRS, who was in the pits. So let's see if this will be a victory for Red Bull. As Main Chief is trying to pressure Katanax 2-8 for that podium position to do a 2-3 with his teammate at Prism. He's going to have DRS. As he has wing damage, he's going to have DRS. He's going to try to go for the move. He's in the slipstream. And is he going to go down the inside or the outside into turn 1? As he pulls out, no, and he stays behind him, doesn't see the opportunity. Let's get the DRS again on the in the second DRS zone into turn 2, and will stay behind Katanax. He's using what's left of his ERS, the 5% that's there. So he goes out wide, trying to pressure Katanax into a mistake. so they can get past to get that those maximum points possible for McLaren. As the Racing Point guys are having a terrible day today, as PTRS, our championship leader, is down in P10 and his teammate Luca has DNF. As the Alfa Romeo of Lutz is trying to have a look down the inside of JH, but thinks, down the inside, as he goes down the inside into turn 2, and there's contact between Lutz and Goulier X2. Now Lutz has set his mind on to getting main chief, as Goulier X2 is now trying to pressure him into a mistake. We'll see what turns out of this battle. So let's go on board now with Lutz, Goulier X2 to see his perspective of what's happening. Right, ladies and gentlemen, we can see a lot of people have gotten penalties in that time. Most notably, just right now, Catanax, the person in people as main chief got past Catanax in the last few laps that we were on board with Goulier X2 and Lutz. So now Lutz set his mind on to getting Catanax 28th and getting closer to that podium position to getting the maximum points that he is able to get for Alfa Romeo. As main chief is revving out that engine, he must have some gear shifter problem. There must be an issue with main chief right now. His engine is over-revving for an odd reason. It's gone board with Prism, who is 10 seconds behind Red Craigle 87, who was really close. Was quite close to Prism around 4 laps ago, but now he's pulled out an 11-second gap. What an absolute drive! What an absolute drive he's putting in, if that makes sense. Let's now go on board with our race leader, Red Craigle 87, who's pulled out a just under a 13-second lead on the P2 McLaren of Prism. not many warnings, and he's had 0 penalties, Red Craigle 87. So he's pulled out the perfect drive and everything that he wanted from this race. As PTRS overtook Jack SFC, as Jack SFC 03 gets a 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings. And as well as that, I think he might have wing damage just looking at it. No, that's the championship leader PTRS with right end plate damage. We're on the last lap, so let's go on board with our race winner. Well, provisional race winner, who's now entering Sector 2. And let's see if he will get this race victory, as Main Chief is trying to attack Prism for that P2 position on the podium. This might be a bold move, as they might get rid of both of their points if they don't give each other enough space. Let's carry on going on board with Red Craigle, which is now in the last sector and about and quite close to lapping. I believe that's Morpheus. No, that's the. Sorry, who is that? That's the AlphaTauri of iSnoopy, who gets a 3-second time penalty as we spoke of him. There we go. Red Craigle 87, winner of the of the VRL Tier 1 Hungarian Grand Prix. Congratulations, and what a drive. As Prism and Main Chief, as Main Chief has a bit of a moment out of the penultimate corner, and Prism comes home in P2 and Main Chief comes home in P3. No! As Prism gets demoted down to P6 due to his unserved penalties, and Luds gets P2 in this race. Let's take a rundown of what happened of our current race order. So we have Red Craigle 87, race winner. Then joining him on the podium will be Luds 82. Then Main Chief, then the rest of the drivers are JH, Goulier X2, Prism, Catanax 28, PTRS, our championship leader, Jack SFC 03, CPV, Synax, Lukey Boy 545, iSnoopy, and Morpheus. And our non-finishers of the race are Leppy Loppy, Jargon, officially Cub, Abbas, and Luca. So congratulations to all the drivers on the podium today, as PTRS gets driver of the day. And there you are, our 3 drivers, our 3 podium drivers. This is the race order for anybody interested, including all the penalties and so on. So let's actually see how many warnings did how many warnings Red Craigle got. Only got 1 warning, I believe. No, sorry, 1 collision with Lukey Boy. Another warning for exceeding track limits. So you only got 2 warnings in that whole race. Excellent drive from him. Well deserved victory. And also his fastest lap was 2 seconds faster than the fastest lap of the person in P2. What an excellent drive from him. So now time for the interviews. So let's get our top 3 finishers for interviews. So let me put you onto the starting soon screen, and then we'll do some interviews, everybody. So thank you for watching. Interviews will be shortly.
Then as soon as the race was about to start, my game crashed, and so that wasn't great. But I was told by people that I was talking to I made a position, so that was incredibly good. So when I got back, I'd say I was like P12, I think, around there, and I got damage. I think it was on the first safety car restart, right at the last sector. So I pitted there. I was down to P17, and then the second safety car restart, which was quite horrendous, and that put me up around, I'd say, like 4 places, 5 places. So now I was in the points. I was around P8. So I'd say like most of the safety cars were really the reason that I got up there.
All right, wonderful. Now, 30 years ago, Nicky Lauda said that 30
We're
years
doing that there, eh?
yeah, 30 years ago, Nicky Lauda said, "Put a monkey into an F1 car and it will be able to drive." What do you think about now? Would you? Is it possible to put a monkey into an F1 car and it will be able to drive? Or would it not be possible? And if you want more communication with your engineer and less buttons on the steering wheel, or more buttons on the steering wheel, or less talks with your engineer?
Well, was that for me or? Yeah, monkeys couldn't drive F1 cars, I don't think. But
They could in the
buttons.
1970s.
Yeah,
Lauda put
not
one in
now.
it. Yeah.
Yeah, not now. More. Stay buttons can stay the same. Buttons are fine. Like you have enough to control the car.
There's
but then,
40 buttons on an average
everything.
steering wheel. What do you think about that?
I mean, if it all has a purpose, if you think about it, because if you're not using a button on that wheel, it's pretty pointless. So, because they try to save as much weight as possible, and if there's a button that don't use, that might be a bit effective on the performance of the driver as well, because they might hit the wrong switch if there's irrelevant ones.
Alright, wonderful. And last question for you. What do you think allowed... sorry, what happened that allowed your team... What do you think happened that allowed your teammate to gain P2?
I spoke to him on when the race finished. I congratulated him. He's incredibly fast. I will say that he did quite well in qualifying. He was quite high up there, and I believe he was quite high up there in the race as well. I wasn't high enough to see where he was, but I think he was there as well. And he said that he gained, I think, 2 positions because of people with time penalties. So I think that might be a cause of it.
Looking at the stream replays, it looked like he was in P6 before he was promoted up to P2. So,
Ah,
yeah,
alright.
a lot of penalties there. Anyways,
Yeah.
thank you for your time, and we'll be going back to the
Thank you.
race.
Bye bye.
Alright, bye. So everybody, welcome to. Um, well, if you're new here, remember to subscribe to our channel, like or dislike. If you if you are currently enjoying the stream or not. As well as that, welcome to VRL Tier 1 Round 7 Race 2 at Belgium. Right now we'll be heading into qualifying after the good result for, I believe it was Red Craig or 87 after his win in Hungary. So all we're waiting for now is for the first car to exit to pit lane, then we'll go on board with them for qualifying, of course. I hear someone starting up. Mercedes looks like it's going up. No, we've got the Renault. Let's go on board with our championship leader, PTRS. As he goes through Eau Rouge and Radion. Goes a bit wide on the exit. Right, ladies and gentlemen, once again, welcome to the stream. Watching the outlaps is quite boring indeed. So I'll just try to make small talk because, like, why not? So, as PTRS goes through Blanchiment into the bus stop chicane, he brakes quite heavily, clipping that apex onto the... Oh, as he has a big slide out of the bus stop chicane, and he starts his lap through turn 1. Nicely done, but that looked like a track extend, but F1 2020 didn't consider that as one. Anyway, sorry about that. Goes up Origin Radion, getting the DRS onto the Camel straight. Let's go on board. Brakes heavily into the chicane at the end of the Camel straight and heading into No Name. Big look up there. Going quite wide. And off he goes into Puon now. Oh, I see track extends and validates his lap. So let's go on board now with Synapse. Well, as he invalidates as well, so let's go on board with CPB or Aiden, as we talked with him, as we had an interview with him a couple minutes ago about his performance and if you could put a monkey in an F1 car. You can reverse the not reverse, what's the name? Rewind the stream to see what we were talking about. As Catanax 2.8 says the fastest lap of a 144.2. So I'll just be quiet for now and enjoy the qualifying session. Right, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you enjoyed that little intermission of just straight up racing. Now let's see what's up as the Williams of official cup has gone off. Going into, I believe that is, no, that's not P1, is it? And he has retired in P15, provisional P15. Well, not really provisional, but right, ladies and gents. Let's run through our let's run through our provisional times. So our provisional grid order. P1 is Jargon with a 1:43.2. Next up, locking out the front row with him is the Mercedes of Jack SFC03 with a 1:43.247 this time. Then we have Luds, JH, CPB, Catanax, and Prison, all who have set times, as Lucas sets the fastest lap of the session with a 1:42.8, going 4/10 faster. 4/10 faster than the previous time set by Jargon. This shows the power of track evolution and driver's skill. So, let's hope for the best. Let's hope that Luca gets a redemption from that mistake that he did in the race at Hungary. So, to get that redemption and try to catch up his leader and championship, the championship leader, and try to catch up his championship rival Jack SFC03. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, we have 5 minutes until the end of qualifying. As we speak, Luds locks up massively into No Name, I believe that is. I can never remember the name of that corner. Carrying on. See who hasn't set a time. Sinax or Abbas both haven't set a time, as Abbas always goes onto the grass. Interesting. As he nearly cuts Radion. He goes onto the Camel Straight with the DRS 204, 205, 206 miles an hour down, 207 miles an hour down the Camel Straight. Having a decent exit out of the chicane following it, and he nearly invalidates that. Or as he went onto the grass there, losing some momentum. Going through No Name, I think that is, I can never remember, as he invalidates going onto the little straight between Puon and No Name-ish. As Synax is going for his first run, I believe, at 4-minute mark. As PTRS, the championship leader, has set the fastest lap of a 1:42.6, as Jack SFC 03 has retired from the session after a ginormous mistake out of the chicane following the Camel Straight. as it might be a 1-2 for the Racing Point boys with 3 minutes to go in the qualifying session. So we have one moment, let me just mute myself and then we will just enjoy some more of Racing Magic. Right, ladies and gentlemen, we're back with commentary. As the qualifying time has finished, let's review our top provisional three. Championship leader PTRS is on pole with a time of 1:42.6. Locking out the front row with him is his teammate and P3 in the in the drivers' championship is Luca, who qualified P2 with a time of 1:42.7. Then P3 we've got Luds, who's set a 1:43.0. Then Synax, who's retired out of the session with a 1:43.1. Then Jargon, who's got a 1:43.2. Jack SFC 1:43.2. JH 1:43.4. Main Chief 1:43. As Main Chief has a ginormous snap of oversteer and spins and is in the middle of the track. This will be an enormous hazard to avoid. Luckily, Goulier X2 managed to avoid it. Then we have Catanax 2.8, who set a 1:43.7. CPP 1:43.709, so only 1 1,000th of a second slower, sorry, than Catanax. Then we have Prism, who's set at 143.8, Gulix 2 144.0, and then Abbas a 144.51. Then we have the non people who didn't start the who didn't set a time, sorry. With Ice Snoopy in P14 and Official Cub in P15. Sorry about that, ladies and gentlemen. Please ignore that. Right, everybody. All our cars are lined up on the grid, so let's prepare for the race start. Right, 1 light, 2 light, 3 lights, 4 lights, and 5 lights, and away we go. Luca gets a, Luca gets a decent start. PTRS behind him. As there's damage, the two McLarens have taken each other out. Safety car is out. What a dramatic moment. Safety car is out and the two McLarens nearly took each other out. What an experience. Let's take a look at our the two racing points up ahead. They look all fine. Sorry for that, ladies and gentlemen, once again. As Jack SFC gets a 5-second time penalty for hitting Jargon, and it seems that he has taken himself out because of that. Very interesting. The McLaren of Prism is without a is without a front wing. Yes. And it's just trundling around at quite a slow pace. Take a look who will be pitting this lap. Will the Racing Point pit? No, he won't. He'll be maintaining his track position as the McLaren of Main Chief and the Renault of Synax dive into the pits. Then we've got Abbas, Catanax 2.8 and officially Cub, Gulix 2 and CPB. Prism, Jargon and Ice Snoopy all in the pits on the three cars retaining their track position. This will certainly shuffle up not championship order, the race order. Someone's hit the wall. Is that CPB who's hit the wall? Yes, it is. He's hit the wall on the exit of... It's in the middle of... sorry. He can... Oh my god, I really forget words sometimes, don't I? Completely misses the pit exit, it outbreaks himself, and what's Prism doing? He came out behind him, so he should give that position back. That's an illegal overtake. The safety car conditions. As somebody has spun out. That's the Williams of officially covered who spun out. There you go, Prism has given back the position to CPB, and CPB will need to pit again for the wing sorry, I forgot words again. He will need to go into the pits again to change his front wing again due to that very big mistake out of the pit exit. As Prism is trying to overtake Aiden for some reason, or CPB, even though they are under full course yellow flags. What an interesting tactic from Prism, showing that he has superiority and is trying to overtake him. And he will go for every gap. Let's go on board with our championship, our race leader, Luca, as main chief gets a 5-second time penalty for severe collision with Catanax, which seems that Catanax might have rear-ended him and he got the penalty. As official Cuff gets a 5-second penalty for speeding in the pit lane. What an interesting race. 3 laps on the safety car. The safety car must be coming in this lap. As we have Luca and PTRS, who are both on old soft tyres. It will be easier to warm them up, but all the other cars, Luca, PTRS and Luds are on softs. It will be easier for them to warm it up, but all the other cars have the benefit of the newer, the fresher rubber. So it's a win-win from each side, but it will just show who will have who will be able to go for those gaps and be able to defend well. Right, so let's go on board with our leading car of Luca, who will be pacing the field through the final sector. Yeah. Alright, they're coming up to the final sector point. Safety car will be going in this lap, probably. Yep, the safety car is in this lap. Now it's all up to Luca to pace the field and get the best restart possible. Coming up, going through Blanchimont now, heading towards the bus stop chicane. It's a matter of how well he keeps the cars behind him. As he accelerates, goes through the bus stop chicane, speeding up as he goes, and Synax gets a 5-second time penalty due to a severe collision with Prism. Asuka accelerates and gets PTRS and all the cars behind by surprise by nearly stopping just before the timing line. What an excellent restart by Luca. As as Lutz overtakes PTRS, but PTRS gets the position back. Luca is now going up through Radion. Up Rouge through a Radion. PTRS and Lutz are fighting out of the P2 and P3. As Lutz goes to the outside. Trying to get the switch back, but he doesn't make it. He lost the momentum due to his lockup. Oh, as PTRS has a massive lockup. As we have a yellow flag, as the Alfa Romeo of CPV has spun and hit the wall. As Snoopy, as he retires from the race, as Snoopy gets a 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings. What a race. As Lucas has the fastest sector 2 of anybody in this, fastest sector 1. Sector 2 of anybody in this race. As Goulier X2 gets an overtakes Sinak, As Goulier X Gamer 2 tries to get his position back, as Lucas has the fastest lap of 1:45.961. That's 2 seconds slower than actually that might actually be this. Forget what. That might actually be someone's qualifying lap, if I'm not mistaken. So who knows? As we're on board with PTRS, we can see that he's going to go. That he's going to try get moved on Luca, but Luca moves under braking, which is quite interesting indeed. Lutz is trying to chase down PTRS, but he's unable. He's nearly I believe he's just over 1.5 seconds behind PTRS, who's already out of the DRS zone. But PTRS is starting to chase down Luca with an excellent exit out of. Not sure what that corner is called. But it's the exit of P1 into that little chicane. As someone has spun, and it's the AlphaTauri of Snoopy. He has spun out of P1. As PTRS is getting so much closer to Luca, he's 4 tenths away. He was just under 7 tenths at the beginning. In sector 2, as PTRS sets the fastest lap of a 1:45.4. As now his pit window opens, as Lutz pits for the medium compound tyre, I believe that is. Yep, he pits for the medium compound tyre. So now all he has to do is try to go for the overcut on the leaders of the race, who are PTRS and Lucas. PTRS gets moved on Luca on the Kemmel Straight. Currently 6 laps in, but we have done. But it feels like we've done a good 50. This is how intense it has been. As Main Chief is starting to catch up Luca, as PTRS and Luca, they're starting to squabble around, losing them valuable time to the McLarens in P3 and P4. As Prism makes a giant mistake, I believe, or it seemed like it, through P1. As there's a yellow flag in sector 2, as somebody else has spun. Yes, as Synax has lost his front wing in on the exit of P1 and is now rejoined the track on the gravel track rejoined the track on the gravel trap, and is right now struggling to control the car. As Luca pits for the... We'll see what tyre compound he chooses. So he goes onto the medium compound tyre. And it's now P9. So the undercut, Luds... Oh no, Luds could have gotten the undercut, but he made a mistake going into turn 1. He lost traction. What terrible timing that was. As Luds gets the overtake done on the Camel Straight due to his DRS, and in fact Luds made it work, and now he is extending his gap slowly but surely on Luca. PTRS is still sitting comfortably in first. He'll probably have to hit this or next this lap or the next one. Sorry about that, ladies and gentlemen, as PTRS pits. He'll hopefully get the undercut done. Hopefully. As Luca is losing power and is stuck in 8th gear, I believe. Something is happening with that wheel of his. Oh, as the safety car is out, I didn't notice, as Abbas... Oh, as Prism has now got a drive-through penalty for speeding on the safety car. Abbas has, as Abbas is out of the race due to probably hitting the barrier or something. You can see we'll need to check the replay on we'll need to check the replay on that later. Anyways, mate, the McLarens are now in a 1-2. As official Cov gets a 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings. This is not his first, I believe. I'm pretty sure he also has a 5-second one for speeding in the pit lane. Next up we have Katanax, who seems to be actually... Sorry. Yes, seems to be speeding, so he's maximizing that delta pace. Actually, no, that's my mistake. He's 2 minutes up on his last time, so that's yeah, my mistake. And then we have GhouliaX Gamer, who's 2 minutes up as well on his time. That's interesting. Everybody's up by 2 minutes on their time. That's really odd. Must be just a glitch then. Luds is in P9. Jargon in the Ferrari is in P3, but he's got a time penalty. We don't know how much that is yet, due to it not showing. Actually, we could get that to show now. Right, so Prism's got a drive-through penalty. So looking at that, Prism is provisional P8/9. Then we've got Main Chief, who's got a 5-second, and Jargon's got a 5-second as well. Katanax's got an 8, Official Cov's got an 11-second penalty. Geez, Synax is 1 minute, 1 minute away from the next cars. So he soon will be, soon by a couple minutes. Sorry, in the next minute. As Main Chief and Prism are in AI mode, which is interesting to say the least. they're probably looking at the race director since Prism is lagging all over the place. Prism is probably also looking at the race director since he just commented on Discord saying that he has that no way he has a 3-second time penalty. Anyways, let's look at, as we can see here, the two racing boys are both in P6 and P7 after a terrible strategy call trying to overcut all their opponents, but that didn't work out, did it?
After Prism serves this penalty, he will probably go to the last place, so I think it will be just between Mindship and Chagan for the first place.
Yeah, as Simon just said, it will probably be, as Prism serves his time penalty, will be last place since the gap from Synax to him has decreased a lot. So he's now provisional P10 due to his drive-through penalty. As Prism gets a 3-second time penalty. Speeding under yellow flag. For multiple ones as it's back to green flag running. Main Chief gets a terrible safety car restart and is getting quickly caught up by Prism, who had the bad exit, who's got a got a bad exit out of Radion and got a 3-second time penalty for track extension. This could go down to the last lap.
John didn't serve his penalty, that's weird because he would get disqualified if he doesn't, right?
As Jargon just lagged completely and jumped on top of Ludz's car. What? That's really interesting. And now Jargon has got a 5-second time penalty for it. And officially Cov is has spun, I believe. Yeah, he's very far behind and lost his front wing. So it seems that the podium will be looking like will be P1 for Main Chief, P2 for Gulix 2 and P2 for Gulix 2 and it will be P3 for PTRS, who had an excellent drive from his unlucky pit stop strategy. Lucas trying to catch up to Katanax X, who's got an 8-second time penalty. As Jargon gets another 3-second time penalty, bringing up his total to 8 seconds. As Prism locks up into No Name, trying to catch up to Main Chief so he can get his drive-through penalty served as quickly as possible. Now we're gonna be in as Luds gets a 3-second time penalty, meaning that he won't be able to get Lucas today, which is very unfortunate. But he might get Katanax 28 due to his large total of penalties, which of 11 seconds. now they're going to be entering sector 3, where Prism will have to serve his drive for a penalty, otherwise there will be a disqualification on the tables. As Lutz gets another 3-second time penalty. Or as he hits the wall into the pit lane. What the? As the Alfa Romeo of Lutz 82 was punted into the wall. Biblical scenes, everyone. Biblical scenes. I'm pretty sure someone punted him into the wall. Oh, as we have our finishers. After all the penalties were added, Goulier X2 has won the race. Then we have Luca P2 and PTRS P3. What a race. What a race. As official cover has 6 seconds and his fifth is now entering the bus stop chicane. Excellent drive for Goulier Gamer 362 today after he Goulier X2 sorry after he got promoted up into P1 after all the penalties were added. What an excellent drive, and here we see the podium of our top 3 drivers today. Goulier X Gamer 2 on first place, then P2 we have, I believe that's PTRS, and P3 we have Luca. Sorry, PTRS P3, Luca P2. And here are our results. Let's run through it. So Goulier X Gamer wins the Belgian Grand Prix. Joining him on the podium was Luca and PTRS. Then it P4 to P15 was Main Chief, Lutz, Synax, Catanax 28, Jargon, Prism, Official Cub, Abbas, Artist Snoopy, CPV, Jack SFC 03 and JH. Unlucky for all those DNFs, and we hope you had a great stream. We'll now be doing some interviews with our top 3 finishers, hopefully if they want to have one. So
Hello.
right,
What's
welcome to your interview. So we'll be doing 3 quick questions and then 1 long one, so you don't seem like a Kimmy. So
Whoa.
yeah. So a quick question for you before we start: was this your maiden victory? So your first ever victory here?
Yes, it was.
Right. So
Uh,
congratulations on your maiden victory
Mhm.
in VRL,
Thank you very much.
and
Uh,
our
Yeah.
viewers want to know what was it that allowed you to get this victory today?
well, I got in the crash at the start of the race that I got a penalty and I pitted, but I think the main reason I won is the thing I get a clean race, no penalties, no shot, uh, no crashes, keep it clean, and that give me the victory. I don't know if anyone's gonna report their incidents, and I could get because I won. I finished P4, but of penalties I won. So I don't know if anyone is going to report, but I'm happy because yeah, it's really exciting to win the first race, and in Belgium, that's one of my favorite tracks.
Right. Well, congratulations once again. And a quick question for you. We've asked the Aiden's one before, and 30 years ago, Nicky Lauda said, "Put a put."
Go on.
Nicky Lauda said, "Put a monkey into an F1 car and it will be able to drive." Now, 30 years later, do you think that this still applies, or do you think this still applies? And if you'll be able to, or sorry, if driving an F1 car is simple, do you want more buttons and less talking to your engineer, or less talk, or more talking with your engineer and less buttons?
I think talking to an engineer and having to do more than just steering the wheel, it's something you should consider. And uh, yeah,
All right, wonderful.
I th-
Another question
yeah.
for you. Another question for you. Hold on, I completely forgot what was. Yeah, right. Okay. Did your qualifying um change your mindset for the race at all?
I thought I was going to qualify much higher in the qualifying, but it was a really tough. I have some issues in my first try. There was an AlphaTauri stuck out of the bus stop, and I lost so much time there. And on my second try, it was I almost lost it on the Puvon. Yep. So I qualified so low, and I've never expected. I never expected this was going to finish like that. But yeah, it's really changed because I thought Belgium was going to be much easier, but yeah, I take it too much more seriously. Yep, for sure.
All right. Perfect. And last question of the day. Did you enjoy the race?
Yes, I did a lot. It was really fun to for once uh, fight with the front row drivers. I have a really good start. Start after the second safety car. I passed Jargon, and at that moment, I was really enjoying the race. And yeah, it was a really good time.
Well, then that's really good. And I said that was the last question, but I kind of lied. Um, do you have any like reports or any issues with the other drivers because of um, their ability to drive or their racecraft causing you to spin off or have an incident with another driver? But obviously, you didn't get any penalties.
I was going to report an incident I have in the first corner. The penalty they give me a 5 second penalty. I didn't deserve, but I don't know if I'm going to report because I won the race, so I don't know if that matters. But yeah, I'll take into account. But yeah, I have some reports or some clips I'm going to see now and look if I'm going to report them or not.
All right. Thank you for your time, and I hope you
Yeah.
enjoy your um, podium celebration party, post race
Thank you.
team celebration.
Thanks
Right.
so much.
Bye.
Bye.
So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for being here, watching the stream, and staying with us. We'll see if we can get any other drivers to do an interview with us. What we have to do is wait for them to answer. Right.
What's up?
Right.
What's up?
Yeah. Welcome to your interview. You're live. I'm still live. So, yeah. Anyways,
Okay.
so let's get started with the questions. What caused, like, so I forgot what was that. What caused you guys to have a bad strategy call by trying to overcut?
Our issue was with the strategy is that we were completely fine on the strategy, and one of us at least should have pit when the first safety car came out. And so, but none of us did, and so we just stayed out and then gapped the guys behind us. But then, because the fact that we were quicker on track, we were able to obviously recover for positions. But if one of us would have, if one of us, either of us, me or Dion, would have pit onto the hards when the first safety car came out, like 1 or 2 or whatever, then it would have been an easy win for whoever that was.
It was Goulier or GJ. Yeah. It was his first ever win. Anyways, question for both of you. 30 years ago, Nicky Lauda said, "Put a monkey into an F1 car and they'll drive." What do you think about that statement, and what do you think F1 should turn into? More buttons but less talking to your engineer, or more talking to your engineer and less buttons?
Sorry, what was that? Could you repeat the question?
Could you repeat it? Nah. We had 3 engineers, to be honest.
Yeah, we literally had 3 race engineers because we were all in a call with everyone that DNF'd. and so they were like screaming in our ears when they DNF'd, and they all turned into our engineers basically. But if you're on about like the F1 games in general, I would like, I think Dion will agree, if they became more complicated, I'd like it. You know what I mean?
No.
I think it's a game that's still an arcade game, and if they ever want to have like a competitive esport, then they need to make it more difficult, and they need to give you more to do and more buttons to press and everything like
I
that.
totally agree with that. And there should be also an option where you can't change cameras at all when you're only stuck in one view. So yeah,
I mean, I use cockpit, so
cool. I'm gonna guess without the halo.
yeah.
Alright. Yeah. They already do have a competitive esports series, but it's not competitive enough. You're saying?
No, I just think that it's all about speed, and the esports guys kind of, how can I say
They
it?
can beat 110% AI in a Williams. Yeah.
Well, no, it's not that, but there's stuff with this game that you can abuse. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think that the overtake button's a bit too powerful. DRS is also I don't know. I feel like DRS needs to become a little less powerful, and overtake needs to become a little less powerful. They need to make ABS a lot more realistic. Not having ABS, because if you use ABS, if you don't use no ABS and you turn even just slightly when braking, the tires lock up, which isn't realistic.
And the
They need
fact
to.
that if you have a yellow front wing or anything, your tires will just lock up every time.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's I don't know. I feel like they need to make this game more difficult. They need to make it so there's actually like a skill gap between people who sim race and people who don't sim race.
Right.
Because right now you can be on a. I'm not saying that controller players should be at a disadvantage, but what racing games are there where controller players are quicker?
None.
There's literally none. This is the only one where on a controller you can be
If
quicker.
you count GTA as a racing game,
I know, because
but
no, you shouldn't count GTA as a racing game because it has the most unrealistic ever.
It isn't a racing game. It's an overall game.
yeah, GTA is the only.
It also isn't a shooter. It's just more like an open world.
Yeah, it is an open world.
Yeah.
Anyways, last question. What do you think you guys could have done differently? You've already
Pit when the first
Well,
safety car
but
came out.
I haven't finished my question. What do you think you could have done differently on track, not strategy wise?
Well, for me,
Not
nothing.
lose time because an idiot's trying to send on me on the last lap when he has like.
Well, I
15
know-
seconds of penalties.
Yeah, I saw Lods do that.
It was so annoying. Like he had penalties. Okay, he was on older tires and he was just sending one on me. I got so mad. I got so
Yeah.
mad.
I caught the part where I was just scrolling through the cameras and I just saw him putting you into a wall on the last corner on the exit.
Did you Oh yeah, there was that as well. He tried to basically cut the corner in order to
Yeah.
stay,
Would have got a podium if
you know,
he didn't
stay
do
with
that.
me. No, because he had a penalty anyway.
He had 6
Yeah.
seconds.
Yeah, which means he wouldn't have been able to, like, it was his fault. He got another penalty because he made that move. He had 3 seconds before that. He gave himself that time.
Alright, no. He got 6 seconds before that and then he got 5 after that, I think. Something along those lines. Anyways, thank you for your time and I hope people watching enjoyed that. I think. Maybe. Yeah. Yeah, I hope you have a good evening. See ya.
Shame, dude. Bye bye.
Right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for watching. Thank you for watching the stream and tune in tomorrow for the tier 2 round 7. Yeah, the tier 2 round 7 at Hungary and Belgium.